Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the very first Empire Bowl, where the Mongol Empire takes on the Aztec Empire in what promises to be a battle more intense than World History Unit 2. That's right, Jim. If you thought the Mongol conquest was fast, wait till you see their hurry-up offense. They don't run a spread offense. They run a spread across Asia offense. All right, ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for the Mongols versus the Aztecs, the ultimate Empire Bowl? All right, here we go with the kickoff. The Aztecs won the coin toss with a flawless ritual ceremony. There's beautiful eagle feathers everywhere. The Mongols, they countered by shooting the coin out of the air mid-flip. That's classic. And here we go, ladies and gentlemen, with the kickoff. The Aztecs are kicking off, but wait a second. The Mongols are returning the ball on horseback. That feels pretty illegal to me. Surprisingly, there's nothing in the rule book about mounted football. But wait, the refs are checking, and they seem pretty intimidated. All right, so the Mongols are lining up using their classic tactic, the fake retreat formation. Wait, they're running backwards for at least 20 yards. Oh, and the Aztecs fall for it. The entire defense chases them. But wait, the Mongols, they whip around and sprint forward. A perfect reverse sweep. Genghis Khan would be really proud. Touchdown, Mongols! Ladies and gentlemen, here comes the extra point. They catapult the football through the uprights. Oh, unnecessary? Yes, but pretty epic, ladies and gentlemen. So after the first quarter, the Mongols lead 7-0 over the Aztec Empire. Well, we're back in the second quarter, where the Aztecs, they take the field with confidence. Now, their quarterback, Swift Jaguar, he'll call the plays in the second quarter. It looks like the Aztecs are running a triple alliance option. That's Swift. That's 3 runners carrying the ball all at once. These Aztecs, they are pretty tricky. And the Mongols, they look pretty confused. That'll be the first time in history. The ball goes to the running back, who's wearing a full feathered headdress. Wow, that's awesome. The aerodynamic drag is terrible, but man, the style is unmatched. He's dodging Mongol defenders left and right. Wow, does he have skill. And a perfect dive into the end zone. The Aztecs tie up the score 7-7. The Aztecs are celebrating and performing a synchronized ceremonial dance. The crowd loves it, but the Mongols are responding by firing arrows into the air. Terrifying, but pretty cool. So after the first half of play, the Aztecs and Mongols are all tied up. We want to thank all of our sponsors, from Netflix to Amazon, for sponsoring the very first Empire Bowl. So for those viewers at home watching the Empire Bowl, are you ready for the halftime show? Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome the Huastic Flute Band combined with a Mongol singing choir. Wow, it sounds like they're singing a mashup of Eye of the Tiger and We Will Rock You. What do you guys think? Jim, I actually think that is terrifying. All right, ladies and gentlemen, what a great halftime show. So now we are ready for the third quarter between the Aztecs and the Mongols. So it looks like the Aztecs are going to start the half with a ball. But the Mongols, they're switching to psychological warfare. They're waving conquest flags, yelling battle cries, and offering the Aztecs terms of surrender. The Aztecs, they're not having it. They respond with a terrifying jaguar growl. Honestly, I'm scared of both teams right now. The Aztecs run a fake reverse, but oh my gosh, there's a fumble. Who's going to land on the ball? Oh my goodness, Everyone is diving for it. My gosh, it looks like the scramble for the Silk Road trade routes all over again. And the Mongols recover. Of course they did. Moving on into the fourth quarter, ladies and gentlemen, the score is still tied up 7-7. Who is going to pull out the very first victory in the Empire Bowl? Mongols having possession right now in the fourth quarter. We see that the Aztecs forming a literal pyramid formation. I wonder what they're going to do with this pyramid. Wait. The refs are calling for an illegal formation. Well, apparently it's not an illegal formation. We do see the refs all going behind the Gatorade bucket and hiding out of fear and terror. This is a first. It does look like the Aztec quarterback is climbing up to the top of the pyramid, and he throws the ball all the way to the back of the end zone where it is deemed a touchdown. The Aztecs now take a 14-7 lead in the very first Empire Bowl. The Aztecs are lined up to kick off the ball to the Mongols. Let's see what the Mongols decide to do. Well, it looks like the Mongols are lining up in a horns formation. Well, yes, Kublai Khan, the sixth grandson of Genghis Khan, gets the ball. He's at the 5, the 10, the 15, the 20. He could go all the way to the 50. And he is in the end zone for a Mongol touchdown. Ladies and gentlemen, the score is all tied up with 1 minute to go in the very first Empire Bowl. Well, here we go. The Mongols are set to kick off. But wait, they're lining up for an onside kick. What trick do they have up their sleeves now? Whoa! The Mongols onside kick and actually recover the ball with less than 1 minute to go in the Empire Bowl. The score is all tied up with less than a minute to go. It looks like they're only going to get off one play. Here it is, the Mongol quarterback. His name is Lightning Horseman. He calls for a trick play. I think this could be the Silk Road Shuffle, ladies and gentlemen. Lightning Horseman hands off to the running back. They lateral the football to a cavalry rider. Back to the quarterback, who throws a perfect pass. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Mongols. But wait, the Aztecs, they're protesting. And wait, it looks like the Mongols are actually offering peace terms. And the referees, they look like they just want to go home. Well, after a relatively fair and equal peace term, the Aztecs agree that the Mongols won the game. Oh, what an exciting Empire Bowl. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that concludes our very first Empire Bowl. So a quick recap of the very first Empire Bowl. We saw the Mongols win by using superior mobility, questionable rule interpretation, and psychological warfare. Even though the Aztecs lost, their uniforms were by far the coolest we've ever seen. And their period formation, my goodness, should go into the Hall of Fame. So join us next week for another historical matchup where we'll see the Ottoman Janissaries versus the Samurai Warriors. Thanks for tuning in to the History Coach.